Hey, what's going on, everyone? Just to let you know, if you're hearing some kind of a sound, I'm not sure what you're hearing, but it's probably my dog walking around on the hardwood floors. It's pretty noisy. Other than that, it's probably maybe the overhead fan that has a little uneven bounce to it, or it's the electric heater that's running. So, other than that, I don't know if I listened to the video. I don't know if anything's coming from the system itself. So, here we have the dollar. Um, Yesterday it closed the inverted hammer, and then today was the continuation. Right now we're back into support. So it popped over the 34, came back into support. We'll see if that continues, but we do have a range now of two reversal bars in the mix. So we got a range between 101.75 and 99.25. So there we go. Price is in the range. It made a pretty definite top and pretty definite low. So here we are, we're in the middle of the range. And that would be a retracement in and around 50%. No, not 50% quite. 50% be more like down here. But nonetheless, it came into support. And last night, as it opened, you can see that already happening. So it's just a follow through today. I'm not sure if this is going to pan out to be a dramatic falling star, because we have support and more support on the other side. So lots of support going down, but we do have a reversal bar that needs to be taken out so it can go higher. Looks like S&P. There's that double top I'm talking about. Closing on the day. A hanging man. So a reversal bar is showing. Here's a nice reversal bar. Well, not perfect, but it made a new high. And same kind of action. Hanging man action. And looks like NASDAQ put in a spinning top. So not much of a reversal bar there. That one's almost perfect, but not quite. And looks like S&P did the best reversal bar so far, combining a double top with a hanging man action. But definitely a double top on a daily chart. So let's see what happens from there. No doubt it needs to retrace and gather its legs sometime. And it looks like that might be starting. See, got one more day of trading for the week. Looks like crude did not do what it was supposed to. Still lingering. I was thinking it was going to pop here because it was holding support, but then it broke through and closed at support. So that might be a bearish retracement back into resistance. But nonetheless, it's in the pattern. Probably don't want to trade inside the pattern. You want to trade it when it pops outside the pattern. Or if you're long, buy into support. But looks like coal is still holding up. Busted back into resistance, came back down, busted through resistance, closed at support. And looks like 2 days in a row at support. So I'll see what happens with this. But right now we are looking at a higher low, double bottom. So let's see if it can keep pace and climb on up. Looks bearish on the longer term though. So let's see what happens. Look for previous low breaks. TNX. Ew, nasty right there. Look at that reversal bar. That's a perfect falling star. And it's right at support. So let's see a follow through as it opens up on the downside. That's a higher low. Rejection inside the pattern. That looks like a genuine reversal bar. Look out. Look for prices. Previous low breaks as price opens up and climbs on down. But we did have a peak. Came across the EMA 8, which was our support, doubled back into resistance, could not make it past there. Closed above 13 here. Climbed all the way back into resistance and closed back in. Looks like a rejection. Oh, look at that whipsaw coming back into the pattern on this one. I think I saw this up quite a bit, right? Wasn't it up quite a bit this week? Let's go back to TNX on the daily. Sure, yeah, we got rejected there. On the daily, it's at its support on TNX, so just be sure of that. And still hanging above support. Nice consolidation above the 34. You can see the 8 crossing now as price is lifting it over the 34. It looks pretty top heavy, but nonetheless, we got a whipsaw, but it came down in support, came up here, it settled above support and came all the way back down into support and settled in. Quite a show on this thing. It's the wackiest trading I've ever seen, I think. So it went into resistance and got rejected and closed back into the pattern. Closing below the EMA 8 so far this week. We do have a hammer on the weekly. We had a punch, retracement, and then a punch, and then a punch rejected. I think if we take out that, you can see maybe a push up and then a pull back into support. But we are closing on that throwback, closing way below the previous highs. So I'm thinking rejection straight off the bat, but I got support on the daily. Nice double bottom here. Came back into support. Plus we got higher lows in the consolidation. And a nice little pattern working. The higher lows, so it's in a pinch almost. Could be a nice bullish move outside of that pattern on a daily. I'm just bearish on the weekly though. Looks like it got rejected, plus we're working off a double top and now our higher low. So we'll see how tomorrow ends up, and we'll call it a week. Shanghai, nice, still climbing off of that weekly hammer close. Pretty nice, still going. Looks like was it yesterday? It was a blow off, and now the candle is closing way above. So that was a big head fake there on the Shanghai Composite. Held the line, broke previous highs, climbed all the way up that wick. Closing above previous highs. Not quite breaking into previous lows, but we got resistance at this gap right here. So let's see if we can close the week out above that gap. Otherwise, it's stuck right below resistance on a weekly close. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. Gold was looking pretty strong earlier. I don't know what happened. But it came up 1241 and backed off. Now we got a lower high. We still are working off that hammer, and so far so good with it. So far so good. So now we're in a pattern consolidation up above here as this pattern broke out. Nice hammer over support. It looks ready to break out. It's just slowly but surely. Definitely above the 1220 where we needed to be this week. Weekly, we're doing just fine. I was hoping for a much bigger move across that 34 this week. So it looks like this week is just gathering its legs so far. Let's see on the short term, see if we can get any kind of movement tonight. Looks like we're in between support and resistance on the 60-minute. You can see that steady climb all the way up, making a peak, came back into support failed, and now we had a bearish retracement at the end of the day. So from here, it looks likely or probable that price is going to get rejected by resistance and kind of fall over into support. That's only $3 down into support, so no big deal. Or it can just turn right here, because I mean we do have support. Previous highs right here. We have this whole pattern right here. Huge stair step into support and then the breakout from there. So it came up and now it's coming back into these lines of support. It looks like it held so far, so anything could happen. This can just turn on a dime in the next couple hours and then be above 1242 by the time we wake up. You never know. So far, so far. Right now, it's bearish on the hourly, so it's going to have to gather its legs, try again. Definitely above the 1220 mark where we needed to be. It just looks like a nice bullish move, bullish retracement back into support, and then it just got stopped out though. So now we're stuck with a lower high. So looking forward to a flat top break, breaking that double top. This is a nice pattern off the bottom, broke out, came back into support, looking for a flat top break. That's what I'm looking for. Only $40 until until we get above the 34. Could happen. There we go. 18. Closing above 18 on silver. That's nice. Now we got support. We got support on previous highs at 18. Plus the emotional situation on the chart. Emotional spot on the chart is 18. Those even numbers. So we got support. We got 5 cents worth of support here. Pretty steady climb since the beginning of the year. Pretty nice. Gotta keep it going, keep it going. Come on. One last little pop. I'm hoping for a dollar pump on this thing. That would be so badass for the end of the week. Pump right into previous resistance at 19, and then next week come into support and make that right shoulder like the left one over here. A little pop, come back into support, and then off and running. Pretty nice steady climb. Pretty good. Copper. Looks like copper got rejected. Came back into support. Ugh, these things are taking forever. I remember back in the day, like I'm that old, but this doesn't seem right. Once a breakout happens lately, it just doesn't seem like anything breaks out. It's just kind of bleh, this copper breakout. Look at that. Just instantly reversal bar back into support. Weak. So now we're back below previous highs. So now we got a large amount of resistance going back up. We're dealing with a reversal bar coming back in on a daily. And just a punch and rejection. So now we're back at support. Looking for a 3 o'clock break. Whatever. Bitcoin. Oh yes, Bitcoin. Looking for a previous high break at 1040. 1042, 1045, that's what it was. Looking for a previous high break on Bitcoin. Nice U. Nice. Came back into resist or support. Now it's looking for a previous high break. Damn.